Cloud, bring me the black materia.
Cloud, whatever happens, I'm here for you.
No!
Welcome everybody to the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Spoilercast. I'm Jeff, and I'm joined by the ever so handsome
Nick. Here I am. That's me. That's my voice for the people listening on audio services.
Yes, speaking of audio services, we don't know how long this is going to go for. It's a really big game, so you can listen to us on all your favorite podcast platforms if you don't want to watch us on YouTube. But yeah, with that out of the way, there is a lot of spoilers. We're going to spoil the game straight away. So yeah, this is for people who have finished the game and are as delighted or as frustrated as us.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you finished the game.
Yes.
Yesterday,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Tell me about the ending.
You know what?
Tell the audience the ending, and then let it rip.
Oh, tell the audience the ending. How do I explain the ending? See, I'm not sure what was in the original Final Fantasy, so it seems like maybe...
Oh yes, neither of us have played the original game.
I feel like maybe they're trying to change what happened in the original Final Fantasy and maybe mesh it with something new and maybe something from Advent Children or what people want. Because at the end of Advent Children, Cloud sees Aerith and he sees Zack, and it looks like they're alive, I guess, or they assisted him somehow. So it seems like maybe that's what they're trying to mesh into this game. But either way, there's some sort of multiversal thing going on with the live stream, and I guess Genova's trying to find a way to come back or destroy the planet with this asteroid, which I think Sephiroth is the one controlling or trying to make happen with the black materia. I think the black materia is the thing that brings on the reunion or Armageddon.
Meteor?
Yeah. And
do you mean Sephiroth's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Final Smash?
yeah, that's the only thing I know it from. It's I've only ever seen it in Smash Brothers. It's been 2 games and I still haven't seen this meteor hit. But I digress. Yeah, so it's hard to explain the ending. I feel like I understand it, but I also don't think I could explain it to someone else, if that makes sense. But clear that there's different multiversal dimensions, and Sephiroth's trying to work on, I guess, destroying them through his, because it seems like Aerith has found a way to traverse some sort of multiverse as well, to from one where she's alive versus where one she's dead. But I guess in the one she's dead, she's kind of part of the live stream. I don't know. It's very confusing. But I feel like the last 2 chapters were the only parts of the game that I genuinely really enjoyed. Apart from maybe the start of chapter 13, where it's this maze and you have the temple where you're navigating the temple and you change the gravity.
Of the Ancients.
Yeah, and you're changing the gravity around, and I hated that, and climbing the vines and all that sort of stuff. And once we got to the end of that, and they all split off to their own individual rooms with their own little, I guess, tragic stories. I loved all of that, and I loved them explaining the history of the planet with the Ancients, and then humans coming along, and then the what was that other race that made the black materia?
The Gi?
The Gi, yeah. And then
Gi?
And and where Genova came from, and Genova's trying to make sure the planet's destroyed, and then that's how Sephiroth is made. He's a child of Genova, which I guess all the soldiers are technically. Yeah, I enjoyed the last 2 chapters, but the rest of the game, I'm just we've got a lot of shit to talk about. This game's trash.
For me, I think you nailed it. How do you explain the ending of this game to someone, right? Let alone someone that's played the game, trying to explain it to a totally new person. Mm-hmm. It's impossible.
It's insane.
No. The part of me, I think the first game is Sephiroth's seen some alternative reality where he doesn't win or whatever. He's oh yes, I don't know, interdimensionally shifted somehow, and then I'm going to make a new, better universe, whatever. And now it just feels well,
that's
what?
That's the thing. Yeah, explaining the ending's hard enough, but I said this to you even once I got to the chapter 10. I was I don't even know what the main story is of this game. The whole way through. I feel
follow the black robes, Nick. That's it. Follow the black robes.
get the black materia.
I need to say this. The worst bit. How do we get to the new region? We'll never get there. We're going to fly, we're going to go by the ocean, we're going to, traverse some canyon or mines or ancient temple. Oh, look, the black robes are there. And all our friends.
Yeah, all of our friends. Oh, yeah, I just... that's the thing. I enjoyed parts of this game, but I also... I hated so much of it. So much of it. And I barely could tell you what the story is. I feel like in the first one it was like, Shinra is this big evil corporate company and we're going to work on... A lot of the first game was really just taking down Shinra and trying to take down Shinra and destroying the reactors and their beef with the president of Shinra and all this sort of stuff. And Sephiroth was kind of like in the background, to the side. Whereas it's very much just like... I feel like there's so many things. I have so many thoughts trying to burst out of my brain at this point. But I feel like so many problems in this game with the characters and all the things that they were struggling throughout the entire game could have been solved if they just actually talked to each other from like chapter 1, like Cloud going ugh, and then seeing Sephiroth and
are you okay?
And Tifa and Aerith like having their own little conversations, being like, Cloud doesn't seem to remember things from years ago. Yeah, let's talk about that privately and not ask him about it. Or then when Cloud goes mental and starts killing people, and they're like, Cloud, should we maybe have a word to you? No, let's just completely ignore it and not talk about anything.
And even at the end, it's like, okay, everyone is aware Cloud is mentally unstable, right? Yeah. And I guess to new players like us, I don't think it's actually been explained Cloud's situation.
Yeah.
Like he is a puppet or whatever. Like, okay, we get the metaphor, he's a puppet or whatever.
Yeah.
He's not right there. But that's not explained to us yet. And like, I know the gist, but I don't actually know it. And then all the memory loss stuff and him just being, taken over by Sephiroth all the time. Like, why would you trust Cloud to go lead the party? Or Aerith locked away with Sephiroth. All right, Cloud, you're the best one to go all by yourself to rescue her.
That's it. I feel like,
or not rescue her. Like,
I feel like anyone listening to this story, like any fan who is listening to this podcast, would just be like, these guys are idiots. They don't know anything that's happening in the story. And I challenge any sort of just regular person out there that's not a super ultra hardcore fan who's played through this game and to sit down and explain the story to me and be like, if you played it and you can tell me what the hell happened, like I feel like it's going to be the most boring part of the podcast is us trying to just understand what the fuck the story was about. Even like at the Cloud and Aerith at the start, and like Zack rescues them and is taking care of them for the whole game. I believe
they're both sick.
Well, I believe that Cloud and Aerith is like the multi-dimensional Cloud and Aerith that fell off that cliff at the end. And I think that's...
I don't remember that.
Because, when Cloud and Aerith fall off the cliff, or, Cloud catches her and then Sephiroth cuts the vine and then they fall off into the abyss, right?
Yes, so that was the bit in the Temple of the Ancients or whatever.
Yeah,
at the end,
yeah. And then they wake up at Aerith's house and it seems like that's the Cloud that Zack was taking care of the whole time, right? And so I think that maybe that's why they're a little bit sort of dopey and woozy, because I think Aerith has used her powers to, I guess, save Cloud in this dimension and trying to like bring him back to the other. Like, it just...
Oh, you've lost me, Nick. You've lost me.
What's...
A question at the end. It's like hit... Cloud's got his big sword above him and you're meant to hit L and R.
Did you?
Well, the prompts are there. I did not touch L and R, so I'm just wondering if you did.
No, I didn't touch it either. Because he was walking towards her like he was trying to help her, and then he gets there and he's holding up his sword. I was like, oh, is this evil Cloud?
Is he going to be the one that kills her?
Is this back to evil Cloud again? What's going on here?
And I guess...
And did Aerith die at the end? Like, do we know?
Well, no, so I think she's dead, right? But they don't show her dying.
Yeah.
But, they show the blood of the sword, and then clearly she's like, live stream ghost at the end, because everyone else is like, oh, Aerith's not there, or they're not talking about it, but Cloud's obviously, crazy, and he still sees ghost Aerith. But it's just, like, none of that is clearly delivered to the player.
Yes, I feel like it's just so confusing, right? The story is just like there's so much about this game. I'm like, it's just shit and trash and confusing and what was going on in that story? Like I played 100 hours of this game. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm so mad, Jeffrey.
And what was silly at the end, right? Okay, in my other 5-minute video I made, Nick, I think the world knows Aerith dies, right?
Yes.
In Final Fantasy, I feel like you can't escape that. I feel like everyone knows that
Yes,
fact.
I agree. Yep.
But if you didn't know that, how are you meant to explain this middle part climactic ending, and then like the Aerith that comes back with you to fight Sephiroth is like your version of Aerith, right? Like the one that you've known all along. Like that's what it feels like to me. Like it doesn't feel like it's the one that Zack sort of trying to make better.
And that's the thing. So like we've never played the original, but I feel like that scene, even as the scene or the shot of Cloud holding Aerith's body and like delivering it to the live stream, like that's something that I remember sticking with me from when I saw Advent Children really young, and then just from being like even just the pixelated PlayStation version of him holding her in the water and her dying, whatever. I remember that and I know that, and when I thought she was dead, I was waiting for that, but it was just like it wasn't even clear, just like if she was actually stabbed or if she really died. So I don't know if that was something...
yeah. In the original, like you see the sword go through her body, and then she like. Falls on it. Like, none of that here.
But like, I don't know what happened, and that's like, it seems pretty clear. Like you said, when they're waiting to take off in the helicopter at the end or the plane at the end, very clear that everyone else is very sad. She's dead. She's probably like she's died, but she's still alive talking to Cloud. So I'm like, are they trying to are they trying to change the story? Because I figure she's going to die, and I've accepted that she's going to die. But are they trying to make it more of a happy ending where she's in some sort of alternate dimension now and she's going to come back to life in some way, shape or form or something? Like, I feel like that would be such a cheap cop-out to people who I guess knew the story of the original. Like, it sucks that, she dies, but also that was the story that they wrote.
Do you remember in the first remake, Barrett is the one that gets like the sword through him from Sephiroth?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure you see that sword go through his entire body, and then the whisper stuff happens.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh wow, they've killed Barrett, but like he comes back to life shortly after. But like that, at least that was kind of cool and clearly, it told us what happened.
But I was literally thinking about this while we were preparing to set up for the podcast. That guy who died in the first game, who comes back, who's talking to Zack. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. The one.
One of the Avalanche crew. Yeah, I know the one. Yeah,
because
he's got cool hair.
Yeah,
not the big fat one.
Because the three of them died. Like Jesse died, and the fat dude died, and then then this guy died. But like he had no. You could completely remove his entire thing from the game. Nothing changes. Like, what was his relevance to the game whatsoever? He talks to Zack, I guess. He does a little bit of leading.
You could remove Zack everything.
It would
be fine. It would be fine.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, I feel like for me the payoff was like I did enjoy him and Cloud rocking up in some sort of dimension at the end for 10 seconds and fighting together.
They're like, what the fuck? All right, let's just go along with it.
Yeah. Like, whatever. And then Sephiroth is like, as early as or as soon as worlds unite, so too do they divide. And then Zack goes back to his. Zack goes back to his universe.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but I just like. Cloud didn't even know who the hell Zack was half the game, and Aerith, I think she knew who he was, and she was talking about it.
Oh well, Zack and Aerith were like boyfriends and girlfriends. Well, you played the extracurricular game Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion or something, right?
Yeah, and like Zack's really cool in that, and I like Zack a lot, but Cloud is more of like he's really like happy and like I'm going to be a soldier and I'm going to be the best and all this like very sort of happy, ridiculous character, and then. I don't know what happened to him specifically that made him who he is now, but yeah, and even Sephiroth, I guess, through most of the game before he turns evil, before he learns about his history with Jenova and everything, he's like a good soldier of Shinra, following orders, and he's renowned and loved by the people and all these sorts of things. And there's so much.
Should we cut it there for the ending?
Yeah, I'm done with the story. Didn't make sense. It was stupid.
I want to move on to something that I haven't put on our topic list. I think it's a good, very mega positive. The music in this game is absolutely banging.
Yeah, the music's great.
Soundtrack, like most battle themes, overworld themes are just like some incredible music.
Yeah,
Do
I'll
you
give
have
you that.
any, that standout ones for you?
Look, all the battle music I really liked when that kicks off. Dun, 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 dun. Like that's really cool. And but even like I've downloaded a bunch of the music now into my phone. But like Aerith's theme, Tifa's theme. There's like a flower theme as well. And like the live stream, the theme for the live stream, which was in Advent Children, they brought back at the end there where Aerith was praying in the thing, and with all the people, like the orchestra humming, and like I really liked that as well. But even then, for me, I agree, music in the game, great, really great point. Even I like the Chocobo music. The racing there, that was fun. But when that music kicks off with Aerith and Cloud at the end there with Sephiroth's theme, that one-winged angel, I got chills, literally. I'm sitting there playing and I was so keen and pumped, and then the music starts. Dun, 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 and then you're fighting him. Sephiroth! It's just like, oh! Yeah, really, yeah. I'm glad you've brought it back around. I'm done talking about the story. So negative there, but the music is great. What do you have a favorite song? Did you download any songs?
I actually think some of the overworld themes is just like some of the most memorable or good stuff. What I don't know is Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth have its own motif, melody, theme song, and I don't know if that's related to the original game or that was created for this remake. And I don't know. I know the battle themes and stuff transfer over in some of the character themes.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of the overworld themes, I think the Grasslands is kind of really into that main Final Fantasy VII theme thing. But one of the best ones was, I think, the Gongonga region, and it's like ha ha he ha ha ha. I don't know how to retranslate it.
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean.
it's got a vocal track, on top of this sort of grassy, wispy fairy tale woods kind of thing, and even the Cosmo Canyon stuff. And a lot of the tracks would all change when you're hopping on a chocobo or the bike or whatever, and not the moped. I don't know, your 6-wheeler 4-wheel drive thing.
Oh yeah, the truck, whatever it is.
Yeah, and I just thought there were actually some really impressive stuff. And of course, the mini games all have their own theme songs. Let's go, Nick. Queen's Blood, banging song. I cannot get enough of that Queen's Blood theme song. Obviously, this is it's new into this game.
Yep.
What did we think of we won't talk about the other mini games just yet. Queen's Blood, because I feel like that's the essential.
Game. Yeah, Queen's Blood is it's like the Witch's Gwent. It was like the other. It's like it's a whole game in itself. I don't think they could turn it, or I guess they could release it into a mobile game, but it's. I mean, I'd probably download and play it if they released it into a mobile game. I went from initially, I guess, being confused about it to then loving it to then hating it, and then towards the end, towards the end, I did really love it, because after the Junon region, I want to say. No, it was after I got off the cruise ship, and so after you get
the cruise ship was Queen's Blood.
Yeah, that's right. So after you get off the cruise ship and you get Ifrit as a card, I didn't change my deck for the rest of the game up until I kept it the exact same up until fighting the actual queen, because you had to, just because of the way that the last level was set out or whatever it was with all the negative effects. And then I also changed it again once for the last survival challenge in the Golden Saucer. But I was really happy that I built a deck just after getting off the cruise and was like, yep, cool, this should hopefully be good for a while. And then it lasted me the rest of the game, and I was stoked about that, so that's good. I really enjoyed it by the end. But what about you?
I liked it. I love the... at the very start in the first town, they're kind of oh, you into QB? And they're really trying to sell you and get everyone's into this game.
Yeah.
And then I love the I think it was almost like Pokemon Trainer, oh, we've locked eyes. And then the screen would do the diagonal, I don't know. Like, I just thought like that was really kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of the game, like, I enjoyed Queen's Blood, and I think the deck strategy for me is when cards were introduced that would destroy an existing card you already have.
Yeah.
Or like blow up, a card above or below you or something like that.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, oh yeah, I got this, because then you could make, more and more powerful cards and stuff.
Right.
But what got to me in the middle is I'm like, everyone, like, this is an RPG. Everyone has a backstory they have to tell before and after every Queen's Blood match. And I'm just like, I'm so sick of these one-off people's stories, like everything. And I'm just like, I don't care. I just want to destroy you in Queen's Blood and move on.
Yeah.
And then when the, Queen's Blood, the mysterious card, and visions of some Queen's Blood ghost thing. And I'm just like, I did not need this added to me whatsoever. Like, just, okay, cool, give me the champion and I'll destroy the champion. Like, I didn't need all the ghost storyline stuff. And I don't think it even really had a payoff. Like,
no, I don't think there was.
You fought the ultimate rival, because she just got overtaken by a ghost, and it didn't lead to like a real battle or anything. I cheated. I just looked up the strategy because I didn't care. At the end.
Right. I smashed that bitch.
Yeah. But like the Queen's Blood music was great for me.
Felt very Catherine to me.
Yeah, I can hear that. If they released a new version of it or something, mobile game version, like, I really struggled to be able to read the cards.
Yeah.
Of or what even the image of the card was. Because it's all these monsters that kind of all look the same-ish, and like besides like the Titans or whatever, the summon people, and the soldier.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a blur, and trying to sort all the cards and build your deck, and like that bit was frustrating. And there was something that happened to me. It's like, it's either like triangle to confirm or whatever start is on the PlayStation controller. Sometimes they switched, and it would like, you'd edit your deck and it'd exit out of the entire Queen's Blood thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, couldn't they have made that a confirmation?
Yeah. There was a lot of just like quality of life improvements for that, the whole entire game, that I was just it's like, this could be better. But yeah, I agree, that same menu option just drove me insane. My deck that I built after the cruise was essentially just built on using the Chocobo for one and Ifrit, because they both got stronger for each other card that was increased. So the rest of my other cards were like, the square that next to this gets +2 or +3, and so all the other cards did that. And then if I got the Chocobo or Ifrit would get me like +30, and then the Chocobo would probably get me like +10, 15 or something like that. Just those single cards alone, because of all my other cards getting buffed 1 or 2. So that's how I got through the entire game with it. But yeah, Queen's Blood, not bad. But if you want to move on to the mini games and the pages that I sent you,
yes. So Nick, why is this game Mario Party? Why? Like, this is not the reason we play Final Fantasy. Like,
no,
it's just not. Like, having Queen's Blood, great, love that,
fine. That's all we need.
Great decision. Why did they decide to incorporate like so many mini games? And the one thing I can think of, Nick, is I really liked Paper Mario. What's the one we actually had turn-based battles? The Origami King, right?
Yes.
It had a lot of like, you have your normal gameplay or whatever, and then it had a lot of these like one-off palette cleanser like activities or things that was like a little bit different than what you're normally doing. You do it once, you never do it again, and then it's like back to the normal. Like, you're like, that was refreshing. Back to the normal gameplay.
Well, just for my future self listening to this podcast in 2 years' time or something like that, when we're going through and number 3 is about to come out, here is a list of some of the mini games. So, you got the piano mini game, you got the Queen's Blood. There was Hustle de Chocobo, which I don't know what the hell that was. I think that was just running around a track. The Moogle games, the Dolphin game, Fort Condor. You got the Junon Parade dance mini game.
You need to stop so we can rant about each one of these.
Oh, well, yeah.
Keep going.
The Junon Parade dance mini game, the jumping frog over the bars. You got the Pirate Rampage first-person shooting thing. You got the Run Wild Soccer. Cactua Caper, which was like, that's right, it was finding the cactuses around Costa del Sol and taking photos of them. What else is there? There are more piano cards. The sit up or the workout mini game. You got
that's the best one.
The minecart. Oh god, the minecart adventure game. The Chocobo races. Galactic Survivor, which is the Star Fox ripoff. You got the G-bike mini game, the motorbike riding one. You got the Desert Rush with the cubes. 3D Brawler. The Musclehead Coliseum. What is the cactus one running around with Aerith and Yuffie? You got the gliding chocobos where you had to do the dives and the flying and in the Cosmo Canyon region. Then you got the little one with the robot Wallies. What's that? Gears and Gambits with the robot Wallies. Then more 3D Brawler, more Chocobo races, more G-bike, more Desert Rush. More Moogle Mischief. Just like
Nick, are we going to rant about each of these?
As you know, tell me which one you hated the most.
All right, let's go. In your little list, there's Chapter 2, right? Mm-hmm. So Chapter 2 mini games, it's your first introduction to the overworld as well, I think.
Yep.
But we haven't really talked about overworld stuff. We'll go back to that.
We'll get there.
The Moogle Mischief, I'm just like, who thought this was fun? And I think there's a toggle like halfway towards the end. It's like, do you want to go in on easy or hard? And I'm like, or normal or whatever. Like, just give me easy, which just gives you more lives because I do not want to screw around and do this again because it's just so slow, so painful. And if it was twice in the entire game, I think it'd be fine. But it's like, what, 5?
Yeah, but
5
you're right.
or 6 maybe?
It's so slow trying to lure these, trying to shuffle these cats or whatever, these little bear things to their little tree hole. And towards the end, they're shooting tornadoes and little meteors at you and bananas and shurikens. It's just shit flying everywhere. And it was like, this is not fun.
Do you reckon that was it feels like a PS1 game.
Like you get hit
was it there?
And you get hit and Cloud just goes for 10 seconds. Cloud spazzes out forever. Oh god. This makes me so angry, Jeffrey. I'm so mad. I hated so badly the cactus one with Yuffie and Aerith in the
I went for the minimum high score.
Hated the frog one.
What was confusing is Aerith had the light and the dark as well.
Yeah.
And I couldn't always tell do I need the dark field to attack dark or should it be light or back? It was just angry. I don't know, you're colorblind, it would have been even worse.
Yes. I literally couldn't tell the colors apart, so I just had to, when I'd attack it once and then I'd see whether it popped up saying weakness or not, because it would say the words would say weakness.
But the thing
flash on the screen.
the trouble is there's 12 enemies at once. So is that group weak? Is that everything? Just that one? It was so.
And the frog one doing the leapfrog over the fucking thing. I hated the music for that.
That is literally a Mario Party game.
Yeah. Oh,
I only did that once.
Okay.
I don't remember that being that bad. I must have won that one.
Going through, I didn't mind the dolphin one. The dolphin one was okay.
Fine.
But again, that was a Mario Party minigame. The Proto Relic one with I liked that. I had really fun. I really wanted more of that. I really enjoyed that. The real-time strategy.
That was in the expansion for part 1.
Yes. Yeah, that was in.
I skipped it all in part 1, so I didn't.
So did I.
Did it once.
So did I.
And
yeah.
I'm not here for this. I need to finish it so I can move on to Rebirth.
Yeah, but I had fun with it in Rebirth. I thought it was really cool. I didn't mind the dancing. That was
I liked it. I had to get the dancing one perfect.
Yeah, so did I.
I redid that. Got the trophy.
I didn't mind the pirate shooting one. I didn't mind the soccer.
Okay, all right. So
Here we go. We've set him off.
All right, so you play these open world games. Well, we haven't talked about open world sections or whatever, but
we'll get there. You
do all that, and then you get to the cruise ship, which is just all Queen's blood, right? And the battle at the end. That's fine. Only to lead you to a town that is all mini games on the fucking wheelie. Trying to get your wheelie points up. It's just this whole town is mini games, and it's just like, and then I want the banging outfit for Tifa, so I've got to do all the mini games, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. I think the shooting gallery one's fine. I actually like the soccer one. With
I like the
13.
soccer. Yeah, I like the
I
soccer.
think that was kind of fun. Like, I think I screwed up the first time. I didn't realize you had to do it in order or colors or something.
Yeah, the colors fucked me in the first time as well. Yeah.
But then, like, yeah, there was that weird cactus one where you've got to find the hidden cactus shapes or something.
Yeah, and take the photos.
That was
Didn't care for it. I hated the segue, the wheelie things. Hated them. The piano.
Save your aching legs and ride a wheelie.
The piano mini game. I hated that as well. Just like I feel like the sound was off. Maybe it could have been my audio system coming through my TV or my speakers or something. But it was out of sync. It wasn't like Guitar Hero or something like that where I've played and it's all. The notes are hitting as like it's a stupid enough game as it is because the joystick's so fucking sensitive. You push up and you've already got even just pushing up. You've got 3 things. So if you're slightly off, you hit the wrong note and it just oh god. The piano thing is. There's a photo I sent you of me getting my roommate to help me where I'm doing the right stick and he's doing the left stick because trying to do 2 at the same time. I was like, I feel like I need to play actual real piano. I feel like real piano would be easier than this piece of shit mini game.
But you know, when I got good at the piano, I'm like, oh, I'm loving this Tifa's theme. I'm loving this Era's theme, and like, the metronome goes away when you get good.
Yeah. But there was so many, like going then to the sit-ups, going to then there's like a little rail game.
Well, yeah, what's next down the list? Well, the sit-ups. Come on, the sit-ups.
No,
I love the sit-up mini game.
No,
that was my favorite.
No, you know what it is? I think it's because I got the platinum in the part 1,
because you were doing squats, weren't you?
Yeah, you're doing squats, and it was the same thing. And it was just like I remember hating that in the first one because I had to do it on hard mode. And
so what happened for me for this crunch off mini game is I did it once, and then I came back at the end to redo stuff. I'm like, I'm not leaving this unturned. I wanted to do that one.
Yeah,
and it's not. I don't know if I missed it, but it wasn't re-explained. Like, I know you had to rapidly tap the button, but then in on medium and hard difficulty or whatever, it's like hold it halfway.
Yeah.
And then like that wasn't re-explained.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was explained at all.
And I'm just like what am I doing wrong? And like, I went back to like the basic version, which doesn't have the hold one at all. Yeah. I'm like, no, it's right. And then I realized there were different colors. And then it's like,
and that's it. I couldn't tell the colors apart as well, which was another thing of like, it'd get to that section where I'd have to do it, and each time I'd first just carefully hold it, and then if that wasn't making it go up, I'd be like, oh, tap, 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 tap. But like, there was so many mini games in this. Like, there was just a new gimmick every town or every chapter. There's like, oh, here's some more stuff, and that's the thing. Anyone that the 2 people that will watch or listen to this, yes, I understand that these things are optional. And you didn't need to do them. I didn't need to do everything on hard. I didn't need to redo, all these mini games. I didn't need to do the medium and intermediate and hard for the crunch off. I didn't need to redo the cactus thing with Aerith and Yuffie on the hard mode as well and get the ultimate score for all of them. And I didn't need to do any of that. But something in this game, like once I did the first open world area and I got 100% and did everything, I was like, well, I might as well just do the rest of the game. And without knowing how big the game was, like I could go back in time, I'd punch myself in the face and be like, just do the story, fuck off everything else, just have fun. You'll hate yourself by the end because you'll do every mini game.
We'll come back to the open worlds, Nick. We've got 5 minutes left in this segment. Let's finish these mini games.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're in Costa del Sol. You do like 7 mini games in a row. And then, like, cool. There is the mine cart with
with Yuffie and
Barrett.
Barrett.
I don't feel like that's a mini game to me. That's just kind of part of like the adventure.
Yeah.
But then it leads you to the gold saucer, which you've just exhausted yourself of mini games, only to do like another like 6 different mini games, which I think you have to go and experience at least one of everything, maybe.
Yeah, you do.
And it's just like there's just so much that you're like, what what am I doing? Why am I having a party? Why am I doing this, augmented reality things? Like, wasn't I meant to be chasing Sephiroth in the black robes? Like, there's clearly no rush.
It's really no different to
Like,
Link when he's
wasn't
going off fishing.
Shinra chasing after me? And now I'm in their, like, hometown, minigame world. Go through some of those Chapter 8 minigames, Nick. Like, Chocobo Racing.
Chocobo Racing, Galactic Survivors, or Star Fox ripoff, G-Bike minigame, Desert Rush. I hated Desert Rush so bad. 3D Brawler.
I was good at it.
Oh, I got it done quickly. I remember it being a pain in the last one.
Nick, that 3D Brawler, man, fuck that game. When like, in the worst bit is, when you have to come back for the Shinra middle manager and do all these games again.
Yes, that was the thing. Oh, God. Like, you do all these mini games, and I hated them, and I got them all done. And then later on, the game's like, hey, remember all that shit you hated? We're going to make you do more of it. And I was just like...
Oh. And that 3D Brawler game was impossible. And, like, to have to, like, Google answers how to beat this mini game, and the answer is literally pause the game to find out, what punch out. Oh, is this an uppercut?
Is it
hook, whatever,
this one, or this one, or this one? And just like, I did the same thing. Once you sent me the thing of pausing it, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I could recognize the pattern. I didn't need to Google the patterns, but just like having more time to pause it and be like, that's that one, dump. And then that's that one, dump. Like,
And then, I got two more mini games that I need to get off my chest, Nick.
Yeah.
The fucking gliding Chocobo mini game, which doesn't even give you the option to reverse the controls for invert or whatever. like it's just different than the rest of the game. And I just think, like, how did they not, like, play test this? And, like, it's like having a left-handed right hand, or, like, left-handed right hand. Like, surely someone would have gone, oh, I keep pressing up when I meant to press down. Wouldn't it be great to have a toggle here to, like, reverse the controls?
Where's the accessibility option?
Do you want to turn on motion controls? Fuck no, I do not. No! And then when you screw up and it's just like half of the mini games have a, like, restart button.
Yeah.
And half of them don't. It's like kicks you out to the main world to start the quest again.
Yeah.
Nick, please tell me how much I hope you hated the Gears and Gambits, like, because that was, like, the final straw. Proto Relic minigame quests.
I think that's the thing. A lot of these things. See, I think I hated different ones too, because I think some of them just, like, I think you had, an easier time with some, and I had an easier time with others. But, like, the 3D Brawler, that didn't bother me that much. But I had like a PTSD for the Desert Rush from. Just from, I think, from, like, the first one and from Yuffie's Adventure.
Had similar ones, yeah.
I hated the sit-ups one. Like, I hated the sit-ups one. But then there was others, like the pirate ship one, where you were over there when I did it. And you're like, I can't wait to watch you do this half a dozen times, Nick, like I did. And then I got it first go. And you were like, I fucking hate you, Nick. So I think just different things for different people. Like, and that's the thing, I like the default controls. I don't do inverted with the Chocobo stuff, so again, didn't really bother me. And the Gears and Gambits, I think I only had to redo each level maybe once or twice max. Like, I didn't really have to redo them that often.
So you did the final Gears and Gambits by yourself without help?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think that's just the difference. Like, that I still didn't like it, because I was like, oh, more mini games, more things I have to sort of, like, and I'm sort of thinking in my head, how do I do this? Okay, well, if I allocate this ability to this one, then I need to allocate this ability to this one. And I didn't look it up, but I got myself through, and I was like, okay, good, well, that worked. But anyway, apart from the rest of the mini games there, we've got 60 seconds left before we need to take a break.
No.
Anything else you want to say about the mini games? I'm
just like, please, Part 3, do not make it Mario Party.
Yeah.
I don't want to play it.
No, yeah.
Unless I think one of my frustrations was how long some of the Chocobo racings were.
Yeah.
Like, it's a 5-minute course. I'm just like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah, I agree.
Less than a minute per lap, please.
But there was too many, they were too long, and some of them were too fucking hard. And on that note, It's time to
Let's
take a
come
break.
back.
I need to take a break. We'll be right back.
Part 2, coming soon. All right, and we're back after our little mini break. Nick, let's talk positive.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth have the funnest, best combat in like a video game I have ever played. It is
Really?
so much fun
Really?
until you play as a single person. But like I'm ignoring that. Just the general combat, being able to switch between the 3 characters, except Kate Sith.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
And even adding the new like really confusing synergy abilities, which add new limits or whatever, like all of it is like so fun. And just like every battle, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. I don't care if it's a small thing or a big giant boss. Every HD rumble feedback thing like is really like it feels awesome. Like every time you're Barrett and you go bam 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 boom like recharge, like it feels incredible. Like, and I love it, Nick. Like I give me part 3, give me the combat because it's so much fun, and the mini games suck. Like they don't suck, but they're just they're taking away from your most funnest part of the game, which is the combat. And I'm gonna keep going here, Nick.
No, keep going.
I even liked playing as Aerith. Once Aerith got her radiant ward, which like made her staff shoot laser beams.
Yeah.
Like it was so fun to me, and like I would set up a radiant ward, and then like I'd move a little bit further away to set up the double magic ward.
Yeah.
And then you'd like do
Arcane
your
ward,
double magic attack, and then the enemy targets you, and then I'd like teleport over to the radiant ward and just go like lasers. Like,
yeah,
it was so fun. And then once you get sick of that, you'd teleport to like Barrett or something, do your big overcharge triangle move, and like have Aerith warp to you and like guard and do like his life steal or lifesaver move and stuff. Yep. And then you'd have Tifa would do all the crazy aerial combat, and then you'd have the new synergy move which allowed her to like get up in the air straight away. You'd stagger enemies, and then Tifa would allow like the stagger meter to go from like 160% to like 210% extra or something.
Yeah, with the unbridled strength. Yep.
One of the materias allows you to stop time, so the stagger meter just stays and you can destroy enemies. Like all of Cloud's moves are just incredible. I think I played as Yuffie. Probably, no, even Yuffie was good. Like, could you do her magic? You'd choose her like fire, ice, electric, wind, shuriken.
Yeah,
that was really fun. And I'm trying to think what character I'm missing. Oh, Red 13 with his like Sentinel Stardust Ray Blast thing, and his whole vengeance meter of getting hit or blocking perfectly, and then he'd be able to heal himself and heal the party. Like everyone except Kate Sith was just so fun to play as. Yeah, that I just loved it. So, what did you think of fighting and battling?
It took me a little bit to get back into the groove again because, like I said, I got the platinum for part 1, and to be honest, I think I've told you, like, getting that platinum broke me. It really did. Like I towards the end, I was
Nick, for the audience at home, will you be getting the platinum in this game?
I don't know. I don't think so. So I think because the thing that broke me last time, beating the game on hard mode wasn't an issue or anything like that, but for me it was the combat challenges, Chadley's combat challenges, because now you have to do those on hard, and some of them are just so ridiculous. Like, and I agree. I love the combat. I think the combat's fantastic on normal difficulty. All the bosses throughout the whole game, I don't think I had to fight any of them more than once. And like, it's great. it's great. Just like I said, I got the platinum for the first one and played it on. And
just remind people one more time, Nick.
got the platinum for the first one, but like playing it on hard mode, I got really, really good at the combat. Like as good because like I had to be. It was so.
What was
so hard.
blocking or perfect blocking in the first game?
I don't think so. The synergy abilities weren't in it.
No, they're new.
Yeah, the perfect blocking abilities wasn't in it. And then the assist blockings, like if you're holding R1, you can push like square or triangle or whatever and have a member come and assist you, those extra moves. Yeah. So that they weren't in it either.
I think that's the synergy moves.
Is it?
Yeah, because if you were Aerith, you'd have, someone come and like take
Stand
all the damage or attack.
Yeah. I'm not talking about like the bit. Well, I thought you were talking about the big synergy attacks.
No. That's yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, but that's right.
They're also fun.
Yeah, and so, but I think for me, like the combat was still really fun, but wasn't really too hard. I think because I just wanted to play on normal. I just wanted to do it like I didn't want to have to scream and hate myself at the combat, and especially once even with the bosses, once you staggered them, I'd do the same thing. Like I'd freeze time and build up the stagger with Tifa, and then just like smash them with Cloud and Red for like a synergy ability. But it's just so well designed and so well thought out and very, very cinematic now with those synergy abilities. I really like them. They're a whole lot of fun. But I also still like that they kept the same theme of using different weapons. So when you pick up a new weapon, that weapon has an ability attached to it. And in order to, I guess, master that ability to be able to use it with any weapon, you just have to, use that weapon, use that character, use that move.
I absolutely love that. I've kind of forgotten, but like that made it really fun. And I don't think I ever went back to a previous weapon ever.
No, neither.
But it's just like using it. Like, hey, you got a new ability with a new weapon, so it's more fun. Mm-hmm. And I remember playing like Tales of Symphonia, and you had to use like a move like 50 or 100 times to make it evolve or something. And just like I think maybe this is maybe 10 times.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was just so much nicer.
Yeah, and it was enough to just give you like a taste of like, hey, here's this new move you got. Try it out a few times, see what you think, and then if you liked it, I'd keep using it. If I was like, oh, it's pretty average,
then you put it on your shortcut hotkeys and stuff.
Yeah, but I like that getting different weapons and having those abilities rock up meant that I was trying out different characters, and I'd spend more time playing as other characters, and then I'd switch between them a bit more. Like once all my abilities were learned, my main party that I used was Cloud, Tifa, and Red 13. They were my favorites. But I'm not a fan of Aerith. I think Aerith has been nerfed a little bit. I think she was faster in the first one. I feel like
I thought she's been buffed.
No, she just felt really slow and like chuggy to me, and I did not have fun being her at all. I agree. Still with Barrett with the cannon, still feels fun. Like that, and then building up your ATB meter to then do like a big focus shot or something. He was fun. I liked using Red and just the fact that he was different with his blocking, so he would build up that vengeance meter. And then I'd use, I believe it was like Supernatural Fervor or something like that gave everyone haste, so all their ATB bars would like,
I think you could only use that if the vengeance mode was activated or something.
That's right, yeah. And then, doing that and doing the Stardust Ray and the synergy, like the combat is so much fun. You're absolutely right. Like, and I did all of Chadley's available challenges, and now that I've beaten the game, I've unlocked all the hard mode challenges and everything.
Yeah, well, this is where you maybe I made the smarter decision. I didn't play a single of Chadley's extracurricular missions except for the summons. I did the summons, but I'm like, nah, I am not going for the platinum trophy or whatever. And the missions just kept like piling up. There's so many. I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, and I think I think for me the when it clicked where I was like, I'm not going to get this platinum, was when I fought the that legendary swordsman at the end. Did you fought him? You collected all the pre-reloads?
Yeah, that was so freaking hard. 2 summons at once.
Yeah, and so
not him. He was easy. It was the summons.
Yeah. Well, no, I changed the difficulty for him. I changed him to easy. The summons I beat with 2 of them on normal. That was fine. All of them I beat first go, boom, 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 and smashed them out. But him, I took out half of his health and then he killed me, and I was like, that fight was like 10 minutes long, and I only took out half his health. Like, oh no, I'm changing this to easy. It was just going to take too long. And so and knowing now that I don't think they could do that in part 1. I don't think they put more than one
You
summon.
couldn't change the difficulty on the fly.
Oh, sorry, the difficulty. I started another conversation there in my head. With the summons, with there being 2 summons at the same time, I don't remember that being a part of the first one. I think maybe
I don't think they could do that.
Yeah, I don't think the PS4 could
the
maybe handle
PS4
that
fan
power.
would probably explode if that happened.
Yeah, and so I think that's new just because the game can handle it now. And just thinking of like knowing how hard the challenges were in the first one to get that platinum, I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way I want to put myself through that again to get these. Like I might try it and then see how far I get. But
I have watched like a platinum video, like the journey for the Rebirth Platinum, and everyone says they put like 170 hours, 190 hours or something.
Yeah.
And the people said like it's not doing the chapters on hard mode's probably not that difficult. You know,
yeah,
by
that's
time
that's
you're pretty
that's
good.
the easy part.
It's,
yeah, that's
it's
the easy
all
part.
all the mini games and shit on hard mode, and you're right, I think it was all those challenges, and I think there's like a Sephiroth, extra challenge where he's got an extra move and everything like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
nah,
And just
I'm done.
Yeah, it's just too much. And like I really thought I was like, yeah, I'll still get the platinum. I reckon I can do this. I'm good enough. And then when I fought that legendary swordsman and all those summons, I'm like, no, this is how crazy and how hectic it's going to be. I'm had enough. I'm 100 hours in. I'm so ready for this experience to be over.
What was your counter? Yeah, playtime counter at the end.
Well, the PS5, when you go back to the main menu on the PS5, it says 85 hours. But the in-game counter, the in-game timer said like 105 hours or something like that.
Wow, that's pretty wildly different.
Yeah,
Mine's
but I
like
don't know.
95 on both.
Yeah, whereas
Counter
like
actually worked.
But yeah, for me, like because it was such a long game, I'd start playing at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then when it was lunchtime, I'd just leave the music playing on pause, or in that menu screen, and the timer keeps going up. So I don't know. Who knows how?
Oh,
long that
I
for.
heard actually. I heard yes, it does give me anxiety that the timer keeps going up when you're in the pause menu, and then it stops after 3 minutes of no activity, which like cool. That is good,
Yeah.
but also like, why wouldn't you stop after a minute? Like 3 minutes is still a long time.
Yeah, 3 minutes is a long time. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, combat great. Do you want to talk about? You've got a few things here, so we can move on to whatever you want. But do you want to talk about just the characters in general?
I wanted to Yeah, why not? I was going to talk about the open world gameplay or open zone gameplay.
Oh yeah, we can still get to the open world stuff if you want. Up to you.
Yeah, let's do open zone, and then we'll do
Okay.
we'll do the characters.
Okay.
So, the first the grasslands, right? I think that's the point where I'm like, I wish I had a PlayStation Portal or remote play actually worked in Australia, or maybe just for me, because playing Breath of the Wild, the very first time when I had the Switch, just cool, I've got 3 minutes, I've got half an hour, I've got 2 hours, or whatever amount of time.
Yeah.
I could have fun on my Switch, on the couch, wherever I am, and then feel like I've achieved something.
Yeah.
And then the grassland is just gave me that same vibes, essentially.
Yep.
And I'm stuck on the couch doing all these chores.
Yep. Yep, I agree. That's sort of how it felt to me as well. I watched 2.5 seasons of House. Every time it came to an open world, I'd just be like, yep, cool. And I'd have my iPad there playing House, and I'd be watching that while I'm doing all these open world chores and tasks. Like you said, they are just chores and tasks. Like every side quest, I skipped. Apart from maybe the first region in the grasslands, I think I watched those side quests.
The 3 buffoons, or whatever, 4 buffoons.
Yeah. But I skipped pretty much every side quest. Someone talking to me like, oh, there's a bitch who was like, oh, my chickens, I need you to go get my chickens. And
the chickens. I forgot about the chicken lady.
and I was like,
Did you see the ending of the chicken one? That one made me laugh so hard.
oh, with the chicken who got so far away, and then you have to fight the boss, and the chicken's like, oh, it's dangerous out here, I'm going back home.
No, okay, yeah. So, yes, that whole... Let's invent a new mechanic for this dumb thing. Why isn't that not on the minigame?
Well, yeah, why is it not on the minigame?
But
You literally have
the ending of that chicken quest is, you get to eat chicken for dinner.
Oh God!
They kill the chicken.
Oh God!
And,
Well, yeah,
and Red
like I said, I
13
skipped
is
them all.
like, I think like the green side quests obviously were tied to a character, right? You know, it's like, oh, do I care about Yuffie? Oh no, but do I care about Tifa? Like, oh yeah, I do. I'm gonna make sure the side quest is done extra well.
For those playing at home, the chicken mini game, you literally have like a box on a fishing line or whatever the hell it was, and when the chicken gets close, you pull it away, like, you know, gotcha. Yeah, that's it. Follow the box, chicken. Follow the box with the food. Haha, never mind.
And what's even more stupid is I have done this in real life to catch birds, and you know we both have had chickens or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, a thing that moves suddenly would scare the chicken away.
Yeah, absolutely.
They wouldn't try to chase it.
No. God.
Oh,
What was your least favorite area?
I think Cosmo Canyon.
Really?
The flying didn't really do anything for me, and it was at the point where I actually got to the next area before I went back, and I'm like, oh no, my OCDs, you know, in me, like me and you, we've both 100%ed every single area in the game. I liked Gorgonga. Oh, I didn't like the desert as well. Giant Sandman villain. Oh, there's two deserts, isn't there?
Isn't that Cosmo Canyon?
Cosmo Canyon is the one with the chickens. Oh, the Coral region has the desert with the 4x4 truck thing.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. The mini desert. Yes, yeah, fair.
I think like Grasslands was fine because the novelty was there.
Yeah.
Junon was like, oh, cool, I'm walking up walls really slowly with the Chocobo. Like, it's okay. But then some of the areas are like, get locked off. Like, oh, sorry, can't let you through here yet. And I'm like, what story thing do I need to do? Like, I just want to, I want to do everything and then go to the story, and I couldn't. So
I hated, and I really, really, really hated the Gongaga region, the mushroom one.
You said it was like a maze.
Yeah, it just felt like, you know, because you're in like a forest and some mushrooms that you jump on would lead to other sections and then other sections, and it was just like, but it also just felt really enclosed in, whereas every other world felt really open and big and like you can go wherever you want. Whereas, I mean, I guess Cosmo Canyon was a little bit confusing as well with all the launch pads and trying to work out which direction you're supposed to go. But like, I really didn't like the mushroom area and bouncing off those. Did you have a favorite Chocobo?
As much as I complained they stole it from Mario Party.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mario Odyssey. The Neeble Chocobo with its magic water spout. Like, and then you could go up and then go or glide forward down.
Yep.
It was really fun.
I agree. I think that was probably my favorite Chocobo too. Yeah, that was my favorite one too. I hated
all
the
Chocobos
missions.
Are great.
Getting the Chocobo though, which was getting that mini game of getting the Chocobos, sneaking around, and especially the Nibble region one with the
I think I wrote that on my list. The cactus one.
Oh man,
just like how did they play? Like, did they not play test?
I don't know.
All right,
but there's so much about this game. Like the story really just makes me angry.
Let's
go to the characters. Yeah, we're at an hour now, so we've got a little bit longer.
We've got 20 minutes. Characters, Nick. Go forth.
You know what? I'll say it now. I didn't really. Yuffie grew on me when I played. What's that DLC?
Intermission.
When I played, Yuffie.
Intermission.
Interlude. I think. But anyway, Yuffie kind of grew on me when I played that, and then I immediately hated her again when this game started with her camp attitude.
Her story has had no payoff.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there was that little section at the end where they all wander off to their own, and she sees her dead friend again, and
you wouldn't know if you didn't play the DLC. Like whatever. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
But yeah, so I hated Yuffie. I hated Yuffie immediately again when she showed up in this game, and then towards the end, kind of grew on me again a little bit.
Where's my materia? There's no materia. I want the materia.
I think I started to like Yuffie once Cat Scythe came onto the game, because I was like, I have a new person to hate. All my hate can be directed towards this Kate Scythe, and I can Yuffie, you're fine. Kate, I hope you die. I loved Red. I really enjoyed playing as Red. He whenever I did like a mission where I was split up into characters, if I wasn't Cloud, I was Red. I really enjoyed being him.
I feel like Red is probably the only character who's had like the complete storyline as well. Maybe like I feel like his story's kind of done. Like he got everything. Like the voice change in Red.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Did you like? I hated the voice change. Voice change.
At first, I'm like, did something just screw up? And I'm like, and then Barrett was the only one who's like, what the fuck? Like, does anyone else just see what happened? I'm like, oh, good, it's not a screw up.
But yeah, and actually, I liked Red's story with his dad there as the Mufasa on the rocket doing his roar and everything. Like that was cool. I liked his story, but yeah, Kate, I hated, and I was really disappointed because I messaged you around chapter 12 or 11, being like, does Vincent join the party? Because he's here, but he's not here, and like I think he'd be really fun to play as. Now,
well, I got excited because he's Leon.
Oh, right, is that who the voice is?
Yeah. I'm like, I think I messaged you, but obviously you didn't quite unravel that. It's Leon S. Kennedy.
Ah, right,
Matthew Mercer.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, wow. Now that you said it, I'm like, I can hear the cutscenes in my head. I'm like, yep, yeah, that was Leon. Yeah, I would have liked to have played as Vincent, but I don't know. I didn't really care for Barrett's story, his busted arm and his crappy little village and everything. I was like, I don't really care, Barrett. I don't really like you that much. You're too angry and grumpy anyway.
I love Barrett, but like, why is his best friend that's died or whatever? Like, they didn't really kind of explain that Shinra got to him, but now he's escaped, but then he's crazy, and then he's got like the Resident Evil, 5 arm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, but Barrett's is just a machine thing, but his became like a tentacle monster.
Yeah. But apart from that, I don't really have any beef with Yuffie and Aerith. Not Yuffie and Aerith. Aerith and Tifa, apart from the fact that all this stuff's happening with Cloud and they have all this information, but no one's fucking talking to each other, which like we already mentioned in the story part, but like, when Cloud's doing his, and then like, talk to each other. Why are you guys not talking to each other? You're in so annoying.
Nick, I think one of the best things I liked is Tifa and Aerith's relationship as like, we're sisters doing it together, or like just having a relationship between two characters like that actually kind of felt really genuine. Like neither of them are crazy lunatics or one-armed freaks or whatever. They're just like two girls. Yeah, we kind of like Cloud, and like let's when the other Chocobo that has the Cloud, same thing as him, and then even then like. I think they talk to each other like they don't know. Like Cloud doesn't know. Like he doesn't know. Like
yeah, they had their own thing going on.
I love the way the two of them interacted, and it felt really like genuine and real.
I just wish they'd talk to each other a bit. Like, talk to Cloud, and everyone had to sit down and be like, "What's going on here?" I want to hear about your characters as well, but then also when you're done, I want you to tell me who your dates were with and what your dates were like.
Oh, all right. My first date was with Aerith, and I didn't want that.
Right.
I'm like, look, I know Aerith dies. Why would I want to date this bitch? Like, the first one. So she came around and did all the mini games with me, and then is it chapter 12? I think it was the Gold Saucer date in chapter 12. Yep. That's when I had redone like every single thing on the map.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked up what the conditions are, but obviously the green side quests relate to a character, right? Mm-hmm. And that builds relationship. And I don't think I played with I think I had Aerith on my party quite a lot because I said I liked playing as her.
Yeah.
But my date ended up the final bit of the day, or the start of it was like Aerith coming along. I'm like, oh, Aerith's gonna be my date. I know it. Like the game just like shoehorned me into this. I'm like, I just want to bang Tifa so bad. She's so much hotter. And then my date was Tifa, and I'm like, yeah,
right.
Like I got so excited.
Wow.
And then Cloud and Tifa even had a little kiss despite. Yeah, we kissed, despite, Cloud probably only stabbing her a couple of in-game hours ago.
Yeah. threw her off into the mouth of a whale thing. Wow, see, mine was the complete opposite. My first date was with Tifa, and my second date was with Aerith. And I was,
wow,
because I didn't know until you messaged me saying like, "Oh, who was your date with?" I didn't know it was optional. I was like, "Oh, it was Tifa. Was yours not Tifa?" And
well,
so
you don't get to choose.
No, all that stuff just somehow happens in the background. And so then when I had that second date and I had Aerith, I was like, "Oh, fuck. I wonder, like, what was the date with Aerith?" Because they nearly kissed.
Do you and Aerith get the kiss?
No. They get close and they don't. And I was like, oh, man. And I wondered if that was, like, an option. So I Googled it and I was like, no, it doesn't matter what you do. He'll never kiss Aerith. But depending on how good your relationship is, he'll kiss Tifa if your relationship's good enough with Tifa.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was like, damn it! I would have much rather have gone on
Nick,
the date with Tifa.
When you're editing this, one of the video files is the Tifa date, so make sure you put that.
Oh god,
put that section on.
Oh, I don't want to sift through more of that footage. I don't want to watch it again. But yeah, fun date and like. Another mini game, well, not mini game, I guess, where you play as Cloud and you're the little another dancing kind of thing with the cutscene.
Oh, the whole what was the whole VR thing?
I don't know.
What was that? Like, it didn't really make sense.
I think it was just an excuse for them to get Aerith to sing the song.
Yeah, like she's great. Like the whole section was it was fun. It was fun. And everyone had their different costumes, and I think it was kind of like a repeat of is it the Junon dancing game? I can't quite remember where like the things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did good.
Yeah, but there's so much to this game. Like even just talking about it now, like we've been going for an hour and 7 minutes, and like this, thinking of all these different sections and all the stuff that happened. Like I still don't know, because we've talked about some great things and then we've talked about a bunch of shit things. I'm like, I still don't know if I even liked this game.
Nick, all I can hope for is part 3 is 30 hours.
No, it won't be.
That's what I want. I don't want another 95-hour game. Like every new region is like, oh, here's new tasks that you have to do, and the open world stuff, like there were like all the open world activities are fine. There's nothing really wrong with any of them. Like, but everything's like, oh, you found the tower, and that's fine. Every tower had like a unique puzzle sort of to climb it. Like it's a little bit different. Like that's fine. But it's just like, oh, that just unlocks 2 more locations on the map.
Yeah.
Oh, the circle live stream mini game, like that never changed.
Yeah.
Like it was just the same, and like that just also unlocks more things on the map. The stupid making your summons stronger mini game with has like the circle.
Yeah.
Like the time it takes to set the mini game up, and like I screwed up tons of times. But like, just like, let me instant restart. It just wasn't satisfying because I had to go through the whole. Oh, let's wait to restart. I'm gonna count down again. 3, 2, 1. Like you could have just done it all again. And it's just all of these sections just, and then it's Chadley.
Yeah.
Imagine if every live stream it was like, oh, you got another piece of Aerith's story. Like, oh, I'll tell you this other thing. Oh, I've unlocked a new memory from the ancients or something. If it just, like, Chadley's just boring.
Yeah.
And then you've got the stupid, like, Chadley's AI girlfriend. What, is Chadley AI?
Yeah.
I don't know, but, like, her whole purpose is to be annoying to Chadley, like Chadley is annoying to the player.
Yes.
And I'm just like, it's just even more frustrating.
They're both just as annoying as each other.
Oh.
Yeah. I agree.
Yes.
I hate Chadley
like
as well.
The game is so good. Like the production values are so high. The graphics look incredible. Like, I never played on 30 frames per second mode because I didn't need to because 60 frames per second. Everything looks so good. The towns, like every NPC looks good. I remember how ugly the underworld of Sector 7 or whatever, slums, are just so ugly and depressing. Everywhere here is beautiful. All the characters look great. Yeah. It's just the gameplay and mini games just get to a slog and just bring you down.
And that's the thing. That's the thing too. Like it's on us because they are optional. But something about the game just makes you like, I just had something's wrong. Maybe something's wrong with us where I just like I need to complete all this stuff. But it's just, man, it's a lot. There's a lot to all, and I really, I hope, because I don't really know what happened with the story in this one. It was just follow the black robes and like get the black materia cloud, get the black materia cloud. You know,
did we get the black materia? Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
It was in the sword at the end.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I really hope the third game is just full throttle. Like it just, I feel like this feels like its own little interlude, or you know, I feel like number one was really, really good. This has some, you know, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of deals in it. But I really hope part 3 is just like refined, so good. But I guess we'll see. I don't know.
It's interesting that, you know, and this, I guess, part of the problem of TikTok and Reels and stuff is like, cool, I'm playing this gameplay. Oh, I'm here at a story section now. Like, great. Like, cool, what's going to happen? What's happening with Sephiroth or whatever? What's happening to Black Robes? And if it wasn't that, I'm like, cool. Oh, yep. You know, I just like look at my phone and like, is that just our generational problem now that we just can't keep attention? Like, should more of the story be delivered as you're playing the game?
No, like, I don't think you're wrong there. I think that's entirely just on the writing and how boring so much of the game is. Because there's no way we'd be playing The Last of Us and, you know, Sarah's, like Joel's daughter Sarah's getting killed and we're just like, yeah. Like it's just I think it's just the writing, and you know, for the most part the voice acting's pretty good, but
even Nick, the voice acting, I think I have to comment, is pretty phenomenal all around. Yeah. Even Cloud as his boring monotone puppet, whatever. I actually think the actor just did a great job of delivering everything that Cloud had to be. Like I can't fault any of the voice actors,
but
like,
I'm also just still so mad that Zack was kind of pushed to the wayside because he's advertised everywhere. Oh, Zack's back in this game. He's alive.
Nick, you should watch my video.
I will. Yes, it's up on youtube.com/Nick&Jeff.
All right, we got 8 minutes left. Zack is on billboards. Zack is on the loading screen. Zack appears. Like, at the start, you play as Zack.
Yes, we've got 8 minutes left in this podcast, and that is less time. That is more time than what Zack gets in this entire game.
Like, just what were they thinking? Like, they could have done so much more with that alternative reality, whatever. Like, cool, let's play. You're back as Zack. You're back. It's been 20 hours. You're back as Zack. Oh, cool. Let's walk 10 meters, and then 10 minutes of cutscene or whatever, or just slow walking. And then you're gone.
Yep, you're back as Cloud again.
Like, why?
I hate it. Oh, it's that thing. Some of those slow walking sections as well, like the time where the mission where you have to like follow the dog or follow the cat. So annoying. For the one where you're following the black robes, literally watching the black robes walk like 30 meters.
You're pushing
these guys. Like who thought of this? Who playtested this and thought this would be fun. Be like, we'll have the player follow the black robes. Do the black robes walk any faster? Nah, we'll have them still. You know what? Let's make them walk even slower, and then the player can shove them along to try and make them go faster. And then we'll make them ride a chocobo, and they'll have to sniff out for something. And if you're like 1 millimeter off, the chocobo won't be able to smell it. Yeah, genius.
Like it's just. I'm looking at my list of like frustrations, Nick.
Oh yeah, I want to go back to your list of frustrations.
You just mentioned the chocobo. Like, I did not want to sniff things out as a chocobo because it's just so frustrating. And then there's so many areas. I'm like, oh, here's this fascinating section. Oh, like here's clearly an arena, right? Where there's going to be a big boss. Yeah. But unless you activate the chocobo sniffing mission or you do every other mission, like the arena's useless. Or that little obtuse mystery town, whatever you have to sniff, like you don't get to activate any of that unless you do the mission, which makes the discovery just pointless.
Did you craft everything?
The item transmuter. My whole goal. Now I have to collect and tap X on everything, right?
Yep.
And then yes, I will get experience for things that says, I need to, do or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, I did not transmute like a single thing. I think towards the very end, I learnt to transmute the Giga Mist potion, which is like 1500 health to everybody instead of one person.
Yeah.
Like that's it. But that whole item transmuter thing, just frustrating, useless gameplay. My item list is just chockers.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you got me now. You're playing the game. One of your characters dead, and you choosing to use your ATB meter to use an item.
Yeah.
Why is it not Phoenix down the top of the list? Or if someone's like asleep or like petrified or whatever, like why are those items not at the like? Hey, you should probably use these. Like that would have been so much. It would have made you use the items.
Yeah.
There's like 50 items that like throw a grenade, do 50 electric damage or whatever. Like
useless. I didn't use a single fucking one.
What like why would I want to use an item when I can use like my ATB for attacks, or I'd always use Aerith to revive. Like I'd put revive on someone as a spell or whatever. Like I would never.
I hate it. I'm so over how much material there is too. Between like just the general magic ones and then the basic healing ones.
Too many.
Then you got all the like the barrier ones and the de-spell and the poison and like there's just so and like the
poison,
chakra,
gravity. They all just kind of
time, haste, slow, and like it's just never ending. And trying to make sure that I have something for each character, and I was just like, oh, it's just so much. Like less is more. Take away.
Did you use any of this? I think the skills for the swords, like your items. I just set it to auto. I don't give a fuck.
No, I set it to auto. Yeah.
There's a whole skill tree for items. We haven't even talked about the magic, your actual skill tree.
Yeah. There's just so much like, but I love that in your list of frustrations that there's like the chicken box on a string, mega foliage, you can't fight until you do everything else. Where's the discovery? And then like the healing animation for the cushion sitting down, like or the stone vibrating mini game. The stone vibrating mini game.
I did not. I came back to the Junon region like way later, and I never found the item transmuter that lets you make more cushions. So I would just I never I had like 3 the entire game.
Really? Okay. I reckon I used maybe 10 throughout the whole game.
Yeah. I was just like, why would I want to use an item when I can go somewhere else for free?
Yeah. There's so much. Yeah. What would, if you had to give the game a score, a rating out of 10 or out of 5? Up to you. You get to.
It's really tough. Like, there is so many good things about this incredible game, and so much frustration that it brings it down. Like I wish I could get more people to experience it, but I'm left unsatisfied.
Yep.
And I know it's the middle of a book that wasn't meant to be 3 parts, but
yeah, I'm very much the same. Yeah, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 5.
That bad.
Yeah. Well, there was some parts like I agree. There were some parts that I really, really loved, and there were so many parts that I was just like, "Why is this part of the game? Why am I?" And that's the thing; they're optional, so I guess that's on me. But looking at the experience as a whole, if someone were to be like, "I want to do everything in this game," for the 10-year-old teenager that can only buy 1 game a year, and so he's going to do all the things. There's no way that some of the so much of that stuff just isn't fun. Just detracts from the whole experience and pulled me out in a bad way.
Resident Evil 8 and 4, and how replayable they are. Like, okay, they're 10-hour experiences, but I wanted to play it 3 times. I wanted to try it differently each time, or it would augment something to make it fun.
Yeah, and you never want to see this game again.
I could not imagine wanting to play this game again.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. Yeah, that's it. I want part 3 as well. I want to see how the story ends. I want to see more Sephiroth. I want to just see what goes on with the rest of the story. But it needs to be more well-driven and just less fluff and padding and just shit. But anyway.
All right, Nick.
I'm ready to go.
Do you want to keep going, or do you want to take us home?
No, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. That's long enough, and we're full of nothing but rage. Well, everyone, if you've enjoyed us being angry and raging and ranting, or if you've really loved the game as well, leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of the game. Leave us a comment on youtube.com/Nick&Jeff, or if you're listening to the audio version, or if you just want to listen to audio versions, we're available on all your podcast services of your choice. You can hit us up on Facebook. Jeffrey and I are generally pretty friendly. Generally. Unless you're this game. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Or you can forget to like, share, and subscribe like everyone else. Or just not even listen to it and just be Nick and Jeff listening to ourselves forever. But anyway, by the time this goes up, Jeffrey and I will be listening to ourselves on our plane to Japan. So have fun, boys. You're into some great adventures. And we'll see you on the next Nick and Jeff when we talk about our Japan trip. Woohoo! Hooray!
Love you, Nick. Oh, that's it.